everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
Juega con tu corazón, sabes decir que no. ¿Cómo decirte que te quiero, que muero por tu amor? Yo no he perdido la ilusión, ni el tiempo ni la razón. Oye, déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Bailando, tu boca y la mía felices gozando. Vas moviendo la cintura, me sube la temperatura. Yo te regalo mi universo, ya no lo pienses más. Oye, déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Decirte, mami, una cosita. Yo te doy lo que tú necesitas. Solo quiero que tú seas mía. Quiero hacértelo. La luna yo te bajaré. Mi corazón te lo daré. Conmigo vas a enloquecer. Yo quiero estar contigo. Oye, déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Sabe cuidarte. Oye, yo tengo un mundo para darte. Yo solo quiero cuidarte. Oye, mueve la cintura. Oye, que seas mía toda la vida. Solo eso quiero.
SPEEdy, welcome to the show for everyone. This is 98.5 Speed FM Makurdi. We welcome you officially to the month of March. Very fast, years running. If you thought you plan to do something by February, it's gone. This is March. So if you're thinking the year is young, 2025 seems to be speeding speedily here. Today is SPEEDy Sports. This is a program that x-rays everything about sports and brings you every feeling, every thought, and every action in the world of sports. My name is Ted, and I don't do this alone. I am always here with
Benjamin Kuji.
Yeah, Ben, welcome to the program today.
You're welcome.
Today we're going to tackle a lot of things because it's Speedy Tackle on a Saturday. We're tackling a lot. Of course, we start with the tackles that are coming from legends in the world of football. Legend from Liverpool speaking on a legend from Chelsea, a Nigerian, reacting, a legend from Senegal reacting, and another legend from England and Manchester United reacting to that. What is happening with Gary Carrera? He said a lot of things about AFCON that Rio Ferdinand, Mikel Obi, El Hadj Diouf, and of course Mourinho don't find funny. They are tackling him about it. What was the whole noise about it? The internet is agog with the whole thing. Yeah.
Carragher, I think as a footballer, some people will say that he was very poor when it comes to football.
He was a good defender. I mean,
he wasn't that good.
He played for Liverpool for seasons.
Because he was from Anfield.
And then he's an Anfield boy.
Yeah.
So you think that's why they were including him?
He wasn't exceptional. He wasn't exceptional.
He's also played for England for a very long time.
Yeah, but what did he win?
But that's the name you call in football. Everybody knows, Ben.
He won nothing. Nothing to show for it.
He must have won some tackles in the box on the pitch as a defender.
Actually, Carragher was he likes talking trash. I'll use that. He likes talking trash, and this time around
But that has not stopped Sky Sports from engaging him. After his retirement from sports, Sky Sports has engaged him as an analyst and armchair pundit.
Possibly because they like people that talk trash.
That's Sky Sports he's talking about.
So he said, let me just paraphrase what he said.
Yeah.
He said, it has to do with Mo Salah. They were discussing about Mo Salah.
Okay.
Mo Salah did very, very well in their match against Manchester City, where he scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
So he was talking about Mo Salah eventually winning the Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or, yeah.
So
I think he's more than deserved it. I mean,
yeah,
been a long time
no disputing that.
Yeah, sure.
So what he said was that I think the problem is the fact he is with Egypt, and he's not probably playing in a major tournament as such, or maybe got a great chance of winning. I think it's either the Champions League or the major tournament. Normally, the player who excel in that.
That's serious.
Meaning AFCON is not a major
tournament. AFCON
is not a major tournament. I think that was what infuriated.
Am I talking about Egypt? We have Egyptians who have given hell of being contribution to the EPL itself, where Karaga played for years and across.
You can't talk. You can't say any. It doesn't get bigger than that.
On air, on live.
It doesn't
television.
When you talk of African players, African players are the one that are even spicing up the Premier League.
Of course.
If you talk of the English players, how many are world class?
Yeah, sure. No.
How many English players?
They are aided by the African players who are brought in also by coaches that are not English.
Yeah.
Because the average English coach that I know, that I still know some, I could mention names, have not been very favorable to African players.
Yes.
One of the coaches that coached in the EPL that I know was very favorable to African players was Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
He used a lot of black guys.
And if you see, he also reacted to this.
Yeah, he did. I read where he said something very funny, that how can you as a defender play over 1,000 games and you were not counted among the 1,000 defenders? Jose must say these things. It must be controversial.
That is Jose for you.
That's what landed him in trouble in Turkey.
I don't think that is even a trouble, because anybody that says Jose is a racist, I think you're out of your mind.
Yeah. Anyway, that ban has been reduced and the fine reduced as well. Anyway, so Mickey Obi was the first to react on his podcast. Obi-Wan reacted to what Kalaga said, and he was really livid about Kalaga saying.
He was actually angry.
Yeah.
He was angry.
He took on him directly.
He said he know what it means to win the AFCON.
Yeah.
You have to put your blood, your sweat, your everything.
And that involves the entire continent.
The whole continent.
Everybody's involved.
And there is no team that is pushover. If they think that the Euros, the countries in the Euros are so good. Morocco in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Morocco actually defeated Portugal.
Yeah, they did.
They've defeated Spain.
They did. Who are their neighbors, and then they have been paid as host for this side in the next World Cup. Funny enough, I don't know what FIFA is trying to do, but we'll come to that anyway. So Mikel reacted to that. He tackled him straight off. And then El Hadjoff, one of our very, very loud, outspoken guys, he had a problem with Eto'o, talking about the fact that Eto'o was privileged. Like he was more talented than Eto'o. He tackled Gallagher straight off, and he said Gallagher has no right to say. I think he even made reference to how many times he has scored against while playing in the DPL against Gallagher as a defender. And then he had it. But one of the persons that spoke that was objective, and I considered him. Rio Ferdinand, they might say he's black because they say he's black, but he's English, but he's black. He said Gallagher cannot say that about AFCON. And he admitted that the biggest players and the biggest strikers that he has ever had to play against in the EPL have been blacks and have been of African origin. And he was very loud about that on his show.
Actually, for me, when I take a cursory look at what Gallagher was actually saying, maybe the way he said it, he put some disrespect to it. But in a way, when I want to look at it,
some disrespect, that is total disrespect for
if you actually look at it, I want to blame we Africans.
How?
I want to blame
Why?
Because when you don't value your own brand, you don't expect somebody outside to come.
Who says you don't value our brand?
We don't value our brand. We don't value our brand.
I will disagree with you on that.
They are AFCON.
Yeah.
It's of recent that AFCON is becoming AFCON. AFCON has never been as AFCON. There are players that will even choose not to play for AFCON because they want to play for their club. There are players, even in Nigeria here.
No, that's because they had specific issues. But if you say we don't value the league, then
that is total disrespect. There is no English player that will ever tell you that I'm not going to play for England because of a club. No English player will ever tell you that.
If it is because of a club, then that's an exception. But if some players came to play for their countries, to their national teams, got injured, and then hurriedly went back to their clubs because they wanted to secure space, they didn't wait for the national team doctors or physios to attend to them to play.
And that is still the disrespect we are talking about.
But then that's not coming from Africa. It's coming from individuals who have inferiority complex.
That is what I said. I said that we don't respect our own brand. So you don't expect somebody outside to come and respect it for you.
Is that why some African players of African descent have decided to turn off for national teams in Europe and in some leagues, very obscure league, somewhere you go and see Okechukwu wearing a number 32 shirt and like something like this. It's disgusting. But I think generally speaking, I disagree, Karaga, because if you look at the weight of export of players, I call it export because yes, we're not the only ones. Latin America, Pele, the late Pele before he passed on, said if the Latin American league was developed and was of very high standard, Latin American players, especially Brazilian players, would not be going to Europe to play. Even though he did, the Argentines like the likes of Diego Maradona came to become a hero there. Back home here in Africa, we had the likes of George Weah going out there to play to make a name for himself. We have had guys from other leagues go to play because centrally football developed more in Europe. They invested into it. So
that is what I have been trying to say. We have not invested in the AFCON. AFCON is not supposed to be where AFCON
How do we market it?
Because if you look at if you want to be objective, look at the Euros.
Yeah.
Look at Copa America.
Yeah.
Look at AFCON.
Yeah.
The three, I am bold to say that they are all major competition.
They
are all major competition. But if you want to rate them, actually, if you want to rate them, I think out of these three, AFCON will come the least.
No, we have a Oceanian League too.
I'm just talking of these three. I'm talking of these three.
If I thought you were looking at continents, I would have gone somewhere so that you just keep
quiet. No. I'm talking of these three.
All right, you'll be listening to SPEEDy Sports on Speed FM 98.5 right here at the Spice Center in Makodi. So if you want to be part of this show, we're talking about something that somebody has somehow insulted us, so people are trying to attack him. You can call our lines here, our studio hotlines, 080-8427-5464. That's 080-8427-5464. Do you think Jamie Carragher, the former Liverpool defender and former England defender, whom according to Morio and according to Benny here with me in studio, never achieved anything reasonable in this league? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Hinga Martina Ngohile.
Okay, Martina, what's your contribution on this topic? Do you think Carragher is right?
It is very, very wrong.
Okay.
To have looked at the whole continent.
Yes.
And just said, place importance.
Yeah.
On the on the particular sport in which they play, because when you look at the most players at the African continent,
yes,
sums up to make up the Europe they are talking about.
Yeah.
Because yes, without the black players coming in to play for them in the Euros, they won't be complete. Or maybe let's talk about South Americans as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with them alone, when you talk about most of those players, like even Emmanuel Adebayo made a name, even at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And when you talk about Samuel Eto'o as well, and most players, DJ Drogba cannot be overlooked when he was at Chelsea.
Mikel Obi as well.
Yes, Michael Obi
Mikey
and
Essien.
and the life of others.
Yeah.
So you cannot just overlook the African players and talk about just because our facilities are not well equipped, do not make. Yes, cannot just make. I didn't. He talked about the structure or the structure.
Yes.
It could have been well
But
understood.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So,
Thank you so much, Martina. Where are you calling us from? I didn't ask you. I want to know.
from North Bank.
North Bank. Okay. Keep listening to us, Martina. Thank you.
Yeah.
So she made a point there.
You made a point.
She spoke about the structure of the facilities.
The facilities, and
Yes.
that is what I have been hammering on here. And that is why I think Africans need to wake up, because listening to some analysts in Europe, they said even broadcasting the AFCON, even in Europe, the last AFCON, there were games that started 20 minutes late. They started broadcasting it 20 minutes.
There were issues of rights. That's what. So if you go there, I'll tell you how the monopoly that got in before and some of those same people that caused the monopoly of having rights to broadcast the AFCON are people that have investments, Africans who have investments in foreign broadcast bodies. So that became difficult.
And that is Africa for you. Yeah. That is Africa for you. Like in Europe, you don't have that. You don't have that. Another point I would like to say is, okay, look at this.
Yeah.
Even we over here.
Yeah.
In Europe, if the Euro is going on, you understand, you see a lot of Africans that will want to watch the Euro.
Of course.
They can pay to watch the Euro. Will same happen when it comes to AFCON?
Yeah.
Will Europeans pay same to watch the AFCON?
Unless there are scouts who are interested in watching to come and poach some players. They do watch. Some come here. Scouts come here and sit in a local stadium and watch a game.
I'm not even talking about coming to watch. Even on TVs.
Yeah, but do we broadcast up to that length?
That is what we are saying. So we need to work. We need to work on everything that has to do with Africa. So when it comes to sports,
in a way,
not just football, in every sport.
In a way, we are limited, so we need to up our game.
We need to up our game.
All right. You're still listening to SPEEDy Sports on Speed FM 98.5. If you want to join us on the program here, you can be a part of the show. 080-8427-5464 is the number to call, and you are live here onto us. Okay, Benny, let's tackle something that is happening, something strange. Not strange, but interesting. Libya has appointed a new coach to try to qualify them for the AFCON. They have, I think, about 2 to 3 games remaining. They were in the same group with us. Remember, they came here, we picked them in Port Harcourt. I went to EU and gave them very excellent reception. When we went there to Tripoli, it became a problem that CAF had to step in, ban them, and then unban them. The story was like, So they went all the way to pick Ali Cissé, former coach of Senegal, who was a player and then became a coach, had the likes of Sadio Mane, all through brought up those guys together. No, we played them in some AFCON. We have always made them. They're always a hard team, and they did well. After the AFCON, he left, and then now he's with Libya. Is that a plan to tackle people further?
I think the Libya FA did a very nice one, and I am so happy with what's happening around Africa.
Yeah.
They are coming around to pick some of the best coaches.
African coaches. Yeah.
African coaches within Africa, like Nigeria here. We
went for Chile.
We went for Chile. And
yeah.
I think I want to hope that he will deliver the goods.
Yeah, he has gone around local stadia here. Remo Stars last game with I think Nasarawa Katsina. I can't remember which game, but he was there in the stadium.
So Libya going for Cissé.
Yeah,
I think it's a nice one, but I am gonna look at the table. I doubt if he can pull out his magic wand and do something. They have to
use a calculator. Where are they on that table? They were in the same group with us, right?
Yes, with Nigeria. Nigeria is on 11 points. Yeah. Benin Republic 8 points. Rwanda 8 points, and Libya 5 points.
5 points. So if Cissé is able to win 2 games, that's 6 points. So they get to 11, hoping that the other two guys lose.
And that is Africa.
That's the way
we like permutation, calculation. If this, if that, if this, if that.
Spells that anyway.
So you don't expect other people to start losing so that you qualify. Do your homework very well and forget about the permutations. I think that is better.
All right, talking about homework, the president of FIFA, Infantino, is under fire by the press for the World Cup rights to Asia again. and about his relationship with Trump and with Putin. A few days ago, on the 28th, he attended the conference I5, and then the press held him accountable. Why did the World Cup go back to Saudi Arabia again shortly after, and it was played in the same axis, the same area? And then they also asked him, why is Trump being so prominent, President Trump being so prominent in FIFA? Because the daughter Ivana was there at the awards in December. Was there. And then him and Trump being seen a lot of times. I don't know. I don't think that's a problem. You can be friends with anybody, but on account of his personality and his position as FIFA president, he defended it that you need people like that. We were speaking about sports and business yesterday. He said you need people like that to be able to host big tournaments. I know in June this year, the FIFA World Cup is going to take place in the US. Ahead of the World Cup next year, still in the US, Canada, and Mexico there. So he defended that. But beyond that, what do you feel about this? Is there something we're not seeing?
Ted, what I feel about this is I'll go a little different from what other people may think.
Okay.
But America is a very strong, powerful country. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, when it comes to business.
In every way.
Okay.
If America decides to say that, Ted, you are leaving this studio, you will leave.
No, not in my country. No, who the hell?
You don't think you don't know what America can do.
They can't take
America. Let me tell you something. America brought Sepp Blatter down. If you don't know.
Yeah, they did, because he got his hands messed.
But
alongside with Sahaya to our CAF president,
If America didn't lose that bid for the World Cup, nothing would have happened to Sepp Blatter.
So Infantino was playing safe by giving them.
Yeah, you have to be close to those people that run the shot. If not, tomorrow they can just pull something. They can just pull the rug from your leg, and then you are up there, coming down, landing with your head. You understand? So I think that is the politics of it.
Yeah.
You can't understand the politics of just the way they play politics. Politics.
Yeah.
Then in football there's still politics.
Yeah.
You understand? You have to understand it. If you don't understand it, they will pull the rug from you, and you will not even understand the place that you go and land.
And infiltration in other countries too, politics. They have a way of getting
another thing he said was the 2030 World Cup.
Oh, the World Cup that will be held on 6 countries in 2 continents.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to pull that off. Okay, so Portugal, Spain, and Morocco, for both Africa and Europe here. And then simultaneously matches will be taking place in Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay in Latin America.
I think what they are saying is that they want to celebrate the centenary of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Now, the World Cup actually started in South America.
Yeah,
so they want to Uruguay.
1932 there.
Yes. Now, the finals were played between Uruguay and Argentina, hosted by Uruguay.
Yeah.
So they want to remember that. So Uruguay will be hosting one match. That is the opening match.
Yeah.
Argentina will also be hosting one match. Then the third match, which is what is it called? The third country. Paraguay. Sorry. Yeah. Paraguay is the headquarter of their confederation.
Okay, they're CONMEBOL. Yeah.
Yes, that is the headquarter. That is why they are giving them one match each.
Why not take the whole competition to the Latin America?
After those first 3 matches, the rest of the matches are going to they are playing in the 3 countries that are hosting it. That is Spain, Morocco, and
Portugal.
Portugal.
That's serious. That's real politics. That would be cost. I mean, that means every country that's participating has to be at the opening. Of course, there's always a ceremony, that parade as required. Which is always very expensive. So countries have to fly down at the cost of the FA or FIFA. I don't know. I don't
think the opening ceremony you as a player, every player have to be there. It's the fans.
Yeah, the fans. I'm talking about countries, not just the players. Fans. So players should have been probably in the countries in Portugal, Spain, or Morocco.
If you don't want to go to the opening ceremony, you can just go to where your countries are playing and you enjoy yourself.
Richards, we are talking about the controversial World Cup in 2030. 080-8427-5464. If you are lucky, the network is good, you can connect with us in the hotline in the studios. Okay, so Ben, there were games over the week and some FA games today, but something interesting is about the games coming up tomorrow, which involve very heavy-duty games in the Premier League, and the intensity of it is that these are teams that are playing. They played Premier League games, they play FA Cup games. Some have Champions League.
Yeah,
and it has come to that point when coaches start complaining of fatigue and injuries. Already some coaches are complaining of fatigue and injuries and all that. Some leagues are able to manage because they take a break, some break during the end of the year from December 25 to January 1. They're about like Italy, Spain, they do that, but England hardly does that. They don't respect those festivities. So
I think the English FA actually tried this time around because during there was no games on Christmas Day. There used to be games on Christmas Day.
Yeah, only Boxing Day games.
Boxing Day games. Yeah. There were no Boxing Day games. Yeah. So that is why the English Premier League is said to be one of the most difficult league to play. And if you say you want to be, you are a big team. Yeah. You have the Champions League, you have the Premiership, you have the FA Cup, you have the Carabao Cup. You understand? Yeah. So you have to have a big squad. Yeah. Nobody want to hear complain that our players are injured. Nobody want to hear.
Some fans have been giving that as an excuse why some teams are not performing.
You only give excuse, but people are progressing. Yeah. People are progressing
and leaving you lower
and leaving you behind. So actually, that's what football is. If you have a large squad, a big squad, you can rotate. This is the time you rotate. I guess so. This is I think if not for Mourinho, some of these other competition, people don't take them very, very seriously.
Wenger was fond of doing that because we always use academy boys to play the Carling Cup and all those stuff.
When Mourinho came,
his biggest players to play any competition they put up at all.
That's why I just love Mourinho. Anywhere he goes, he makes things so interesting. Look at what is it, Turkish League. He's making people talk about it.
He got into trouble by making a statement.
That is typical. That is typical Mourinho. When he was in England, he spiced the English league. Yeah. Then it used to be just Liverpool at that time was even going down.
Yeah, they were.
It was Man United, Arsenal.
Basically, yeah.
When Mourinho came, he had to change everything.
All right, so tough games today in Inter and Napoli. Very tough in Italy today. The game is already on as we speak. But of course, tomorrow we expect some matches to come up. Newcastle United will take on Brighton and Hove. And then Manchester United will play Fulham. That's tomorrow. So we'll be here again by 6 o'clock tomorrow. We'll give you details of the games that went down today. We'll give you details of those that will come up tomorrow. And we'll tell you our itinerary for the week. Ben, it's time to wrap up.
Yeah. We see you tomorrow. My name is Benjamin Kuji.
Thank you for being part of the program today. We're signing out. My name is Ted.
This is Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
Oh yeah.